Once upon a time, there was a fish who lived his whole life in the great ocean. But because the water was so clear, and because it always slipped aside whenever his nose pressed against it, he never realized he was in the ocean at all. To him, it seemed as if he was gliding through empty space, moving by his own cleverness. The water carried him, pushed gently against his tail so he could move forward, held him up so he wouldn't sink. But he never noticed. Then one day, the fish did something dangerous. He started thinking, wow, how remarkable I must be to be moving all by myself in the middle of nothing. But once he began to think about swimming, something went wrong. You know how it is. If you stop to think about breathing or about walking naturally, suddenly it feels awkward. The same happened to the fish. He became self-conscious. His strokes felt clumsy. And then he looked down. For the first time, he saw the endless black depths yawning beneath him, and terror struck him. What if I forget how to swim? What if I just drop and sink forever into that darkness? Panic filled him, and in his desperation, he thought of a plan. If I could just grab my own tail with my mouth, I could hold myself up. I wouldn't fall. So he curled himself tightly and snapped at his tail, but his spine wouldn't bend far enough. He missed. Not ready to give up, he tried again. And again, round and round he spun, chasing his tail in frantic circles. The faster he chased, the more he felt the terrible pull of that abyss below him. The more afraid he became, the harder he spun. Time passed, and his world became nothing but dizzy circles, frustration, and fear. He was exhausted, disgusted, and yet too terrified to stop, for he was certain that if he paused for even a moment, he would fall into the darkness. His life had become a nightmare of meaningless effort, and still he kept spinning. Now, the great ocean had been watching this little fish all along, with a mixture of amusement and pity. The ocean loved all its creatures. It gave them space to live, to dart and dance freely. It held them up without asking for thanks, always slipping away from their noses, so they could move easily, and always pushing gently at their tails, so they could glide through its vastness. But here was this poor fish, convinced he was swimming all by himself, and working himself into madness over nothing. So at last, the ocean spoke. "What are you doing, little one?" "I'm terrified," cried the fish. "I'm trying to catch my tail to keep myself from falling into that terrible abyss." The ocean calmly replied, "You've been trying that for quite a while, yet you haven't caught your tail, and you haven't fallen either. How do you explain that?" The fish blurted, still panting, "Because I'm swimming, of course. Don't bother me. Can't you see I'm busy saving myself?" The ocean laughing, "Oh? And how is it you have been able to swim through all of this nonsense, spinning round and round without falling once? I am the ocean in which you live, move, and are able to be a fish. I hold you up all the time. I have given you the height, the depth, the length, and the breadth of myself in which to swim. Yet instead of exploring, you have been wasting your life chasing your own tail." Asterisk. The fish stopped. For the first time since his panic began, he loosened his body and looked around. He wasn't falling. He wasn't sinking. Even though he had stopped moving, he was still floating, held by something invisible and vast. Then the truth dawned on him. It was the ocean that carried him all along. It always had. A deep calm filled him, He let his tail fall behind him where it belonged, and stretched his fins freely. Then, with a joyful flick, he darted forward. He swam higher, dove deeper, twirled left and right, exploring everything his eyes could see. And everywhere he went, the great ocean held him, carrying him easily, opening its endless expanse for him to enjoy. And for the first time, the little fish was truly happy. For now he knew he had never been alone, not for a single moment. You see, we are all very much like that little fish. For here we are, living in what you might call the great ocean of being. And most of us haven't the faintest idea that it's carrying us, supporting us, holding us up at every moment. We wake up in the morning, the heart is beating, the lungs are moving, the sun is shining, and the earth is spinning through space. And we take it all for granted, don't we? We think, well, of course I'm alive. Of course I'm here. I'm doing it. But just as the fish imagined he was swimming all by himself in empty space, so we imagine we are these separate little creatures pushing ourselves along in a world that has nothing to do with us, forgetting that we are, quite literally, floating in something far greater. It's rather funny, really. You don't notice water until you're drowning. You don't notice breathing until you try to hold your breath. Life is exactly like that. So obvious, so constant, that it becomes invisible. You don't make your heart beat. You don't grow your hair. You don't even know how you do something. As simple as digest your breakfast. It just happens. But we think we are doing it all by our own power, just as the fish thought he was swimming through nothingness. And yet, every move we make is already being carried by the great something. Call it nature, call it the Tao, call it God if you like. We are, every moment, supported in the same way the fish is supported by the sea. But because it is so close, so intimate, we miss it. The fish didn't notice the water, and you don't notice that you are, in fact, being lived. But then, why do we get into trouble? The fish began to think about swimming, didn't it? And the moment you think about what you're doing automatically, it all goes wrong. It's like when you try too hard to fall asleep, and the very effort keeps you awake. We humans are very good at this sort of thing. We think, if I don't keep control, if I don't keep trying, everything will fall apart. So we tighten up, we worry, we try to hold ourselves together, while chasing our own tails, like that poor fish, convinced we might plunge into some abyss if we ever stop. And the faster we chase, the worse it feels. The more desperately we try to control life, the more it slips through our fingers, until finally, life becomes exactly what it was for the fish: dull, exhausting, and horribly monotonous. But the great joke here is, the fish never fell. Even in his ridiculous spinning, the ocean carried him all along. And when the ocean spoke, what did it say? You haven't caught your tail, you haven't fallen, and still you float. How do you suppose that's happening? This is the turning point. The moment you stop and notice, you are breathing without trying. Your heart is beating without your command. And even when you think you're in control, life is doing itself perfectly well without your help. The great secret is letting go. The more you struggle to keep yourself afloat, the more you sink. The moment you relax, you discover you're already being held, not by your own effort, but by something vast, invisible, and infinitely patient. The fish thought he was separate from the ocean, just as you think you are separate from life. But the truth is, You are not in this universe like a stranger who wandered in from somewhere else. You are the universe expressing itself as you. In the same way, the ocean expresses itself as a wave or as a fish darting through its depths. The fish doesn't swim through the ocean. The ocean swims through the fish. Your heart doesn't beat because you make it beat. Life beats through you. We like to imagine we are these isolated little egos struggling to survive in a great big world. But that's an illusion. You are as inseparable from the universe as a ripple is from the water. And once you see this, once you feel it, everything changes. There's no need to clutch at your own tail anymore. You stop trying to hold yourself up. You trust the ocean. Because whether you worry or not, you are already carried. Whether you resist or not, you are already moving, already alive, already held. You see, the fish was never in danger, not for a single moment. Even in his panic, even in his spinning, the ocean held him effortlessly. And that is the great secret you've been missing. All the while, you've been worrying, grasping, trying to keep yourself from falling. You were already safe. The fish, once he understood, stopped biting at his own tail and simply placed it behind him where it belonged. And so it is with you. When you stop clutching, when you stop chasing, when you stop pretending you are separate, you will discover what has always been true, that you are being carried here and now by something vast, boundless, and utterly trustworthy. The ocean of life has you. It always has. So, let go, swim, explore, wander, enjoy, just as the fish did when he finally stopped struggling. Trust, and you'll find the whole ocean has been waiting for you all along,